Hello, everyone. Listen, I got something to talk to you about. We have a lot of good things going on, and sometimes you got to earn it. And this is one of the times that I want to come forward and talk to the people who have supported me. Just so you do know, uh, MobTubers.com will be part of my name from now on. Lee Cole 3 and then www.mobtubers.com. That's what the branding name will be known as. The website has gotten over 3,000 hits in 3 days, and the blog is doing phenomenal. And I just like to thank anybody that tunes in from the blog. I'm going to show you some information, but I also got other information. I have uh, gotten involved with a large streaming company. They do many streams, and their streams are 100, 200, 300, 400,000 people. So they have asked me to interview some pretty big people involved in the mafia world. And I will be doing interviews with this company. Sometimes I will be working at their warehouse, or I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. It's not a warehouse. That's kind of my way of really screwing it up. Their studio. It's a professional studio. It's a large studio, and I'll have to leave the state of Texas when I do these interviews. We already have one lined up for February 25th. You are going to see a lot of advertising for the interview for February 25th coming out. As a matter of fact, we're working on it right now. And it's very clever interviewing, and they're really putting a lot behind this. We have a company working with us that they're basically social media. So you should see this channel really take off now. And the funny thing about the whole thing is they came and they were looking at channels, and they thought that my style of interviewing and channel style fit their agenda. So they asked me, and I said yes. So we've came to agreement that has been done. So now you're going to see this channel, and you people that have been here with me, you're going to see this channel take off and grow the way it deserves to grow. We have been through a lot. We've been through a lot of bitter fighting and all that stuff. Um, you're going to see less of the drama and more professionalism. I've been given an opportunity in my life to do something with, I only have so much time left. I'm a certain age. So I have to take advantage of what I have left and do whatever I got to do. So all this raggedy dressing, you're going to see it change. People, I'm going to have to go look the part and look halfway decent, which is something I'm going to start doing. And these interviews of these people that I'm going to be doing, these are household name people. This isn't like half-ass gangsters or something. This is the real deal. And the great thing about this is now when I go to people to ask them about doing interviews with me, I'm treated with a lot more respect once I tell them who's behind me and who's doing it. And of course, I'm not going to announce that right now because you have too many slime balls that will try to affect it. But here's the good thing. The good thing is once all the advertising starts coming out in the next couple of weeks, which you're going to see their marketing department is pretty incredible. And the way that they've taken some of my interviews and stuff and the way they've mixed them into some of the people in the future that I'm going to be interviewing, fantastic job. They do things that I can only imagine doing. And the fact that I got this break, some people might wonder why I have a certain style, but I do. And people like the style. And it's not the people that are in the chat rooms here. Don't get me wrong, it matters. But when people want to have you work for them, it has to be worth my time to work. I have to make a certain amount of money to make these changes in my life. So I'm willing to make these changes in my life. Insurance is everything to me, and that's the most important thing. So any changes I make in my life have to be worthwhile. And that's what's going to happen. It is worthwhile. I never dreamed that I would be able to do what I'm about to do on this platform. I have just about 3,000. I'm about 100 and a little bit over 100 away from 3,000. But you're going to see the numbers really, they should take off very shortly. And especially once the advertising comes out, their marketing teams know how to go after subs and how to get people to your channel. And this is the advantage that I'm going to have behind me. And I want to talk to you about my website also. The website's doing fantastic. I've had 3,000 hits in 3 days, which for a new website, it's really good. And most of the hits are going to the blogs. And when I check my website, most of the people watching, going to the blogs are people from New Jersey, New York, and California. That's the 3 main places that are looking at the blogs right now. And I'm going to go over that with you a little bit, but let me basically pull this up. So if you go to mobtubers.com/blog, you'll be able to pull up the blog section. That's what everybody's pulling up right now when they go on to everything. So I'm going to talk about Paul Vario. I'm going to read a little clip of what was put down in the blog on him, but I'm also going to show you other stories we have up so you understand what we're talking about. These stories are also being done by real guys from Brooklyn. This ain't being done by me. These are being done by guys that understand the streets and want to be involved. I've had a guy call me the other day and say to me, "Hey, Lee, a lot of people, real guys are actually reading these stories and they love them." That's because I'm not doing them. I know a little bit about the mob, but the guys doing these stories right now know a lot about the mob. And I thank God that I have them as my friends, and they've been around me for quite a while since I started this. And let me just, okay, I'm going to go up here and put this up 1 minute, please. Okay. Add the stream. Okay. This is, if you go in mobtubers.com, you're going to come up to this. This is the front page, and it says MobTubers blog, today's blog. The story today is on Paul Vario. And as you know, Paul Vario was a captain, and he rose very fast. And he was involved with the Lufthansa robbery at the airport. They got a little bit it got between $5 and $6 million. He was the one that gave Jimmy Burke the okay to go through with it. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. So let's just pop this open here. But here's what goes on. If you come into this is the blog right here. This is part of the blog. But if you go back and say you go into the blog, you're going to pop up into this area right here. And let me show you some of the stories we got right here. Paul Vario. This is a story from today. And this is really good stuff, people. And also you got the Della Croce faction. That's about Della Croce and basically the men he had around him and his love for John Gotti, it talks about, and how he rose so quickly through the ranks. Okay, then we also are going to have Sammy the Bull, Salvatore Toto. You might hear about him a lot, Salvatore Toto. And that's because Sammy talks about him all the time, because he basically was the guy that Sammy, he was Sammy's he was the mentor to Sammy. And he taught Sammy a lot, well, in the Colombo family. And then, Sammy respected him. And this story is about him. We've got a lot of views on it. And then we have Galanti's bodyguards. The stories here is about the Sicilians that were to protect him. Carmine Galanti didn't trust Americans, the Italians here in America. So he had Sicilians as his bodyguards. But in the end, it was the Sicilians that basically betrayed him. And he got hit on that rooftop outside that restaurant with that famous of the cigar in his mouth. By the way, that's not how he died. What happened is they put the cigar in his mouth to take pictures. That's what the media did back those days. We got one on Vinny Ocean. Vinny Ocean, a Texas guy, a New York guy, very interesting story on him. You can read about him. And then we also got John Gotti Sr. and the Camorra. Now, when people read this story, we had a couple questions about the Camorra. It wasn't a street gang. it said in the article something like a street gang. And let me explain something to you. A lot of the old timers from Brooklyn read this story and love it. So if people are telling me having issues with the stories, but they're not from the streets and they're not these old timers from Brooklyn who are reading it and love the story, I go with the old timers from Brooklyn before I go with some guys that think they know a lot about the mob. These guys are the mob. These are the real deals that like these, and these guys were putting this stuff up and they're loving it. And I'd rather have some old timers, some made guys, some retired guys that were once in the streets, some guys that got out of prison already that love this stuff. That means more to me than anything else. And when I hear that, it really makes me happy. But these blogs are taking off 3,000 hits in 3 days, right off the blog pages alone. That's what they're reading, people. Right now, I got 9 stories up. Every day we change the story and we put something more interesting in. And with the website, we have other ideas too. And as this website grows, you're going to see my site grow. You're going to see YouTube grow. You're going to see a lot of things happen. And that's just the way it is. You know, we're here to grow and not by a couple thousand. You know, you got to get everything firm. So if you're out there attacking people and you make this a daily conquest of yours, your channel is always going to be known as just that, a channel that attacks people. You got to do stories. This is what people want. They want to hear the mafioso stories. They're not here to see us attacking each other every damn day. You know, shit happens every once in a while, but when you get to the point where you do it every day, people get tired of it. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of what these stories are like. So on the front page, I'm going to open up to Paul Vario, and I'm going to give you an idea what the writing's like with these stories. So we'll go to Paul Vario right here. So I open that up. So we got Paul Vario, and basically, this is quality writing right here, people. So let me give it to you. Paul Vario was born in 1914 in Brooklyn, New York, to the parents of Pietro Peter Vario and Marie Mary Vario, hailing from Trapani, Sicily. He later moved to Nassau County, Island Park. Eventually, he would relocate back to Canarsie, Brooklyn. Early on, Vario became an inducted member to Gaetano Lucchese's crime family in the 1950s. Vario was later promoted to capo regime, taken over for Sicilian-born Salvador Don Turretu the Baker, Corelli's crew in 1960, an old-timer who retired and died in 1978. Paul Vario was a large, vicious man, highly respected by his mob peers. The Vario crew was notorious, powerful, operating throughout Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island areas. It consisted of many made members and associates that were non or half Italians, like James Jimmy the Gent Burke, who was played by Robert De Niro in the movie Goodfellas, just so you do know, and Henry Hill, who was played by, I forgot his name, but he was in the movie also, and Henry Hill, an alcoholic, drug addict, had a lot of question marks around him. A lot of his stories were invented. But the fact of the matter is Goodfellas was based on Henry Hill, you know, in his writings. Vario would eventually serve as the acting concierge during the early 1970s era. The crew were mainly into all the tough guy rackets such as policy, bookmaking, dice games, shylocking, extortion, labor union rackets, bribery, strong arm, hijacking, auto theft, chop shops, fencing stolen cargo, credit card rackets, narcotics, airport rackets, murder. Many of Vario's blood family were inducted into the Lucchese family, serving in his crews, such as his brother Vito Vario, Peter Vario, a son named Little Paul. 2 other Peters, nicknamed Rugsy and Jocko, are also known as Thomas Vario's involved in that life. Both Paul Vario and Bonanno Capo Regime Mickey Zaffarano each received $100K from the Lufthansa score. Peter Vario also received a cut, even though not having any involvement in the score. The Lufthansa heist theft on December 11th, 1978, netted 5.8 in cash and jewels from the air cargo building of the German airliner Lufthansa at JFK International Airport in New York City at the time, the biggest cash theft to have taken place in the United States up to that point. The heist was planned and carried out by several of Jimmy Burke's associates. Burke is also alleged to have either committed or ordered the murders of many of those involved the months following the robbery to avoid his implications in the heist. In 1984, Vario was convicted of fraud and sentenced to 4 years in prison, followed by an extortion in 1985 and sentenced to 10 more years. He died May 3rd, 1988 of lung failure while in prison. So that gives you an idea of how these blogs are written. Good quality stuff. None of this stuff is taken out Wikipedia or anything like this. These are guys that know this stuff from knowledge that are writing these blogs. And that's what makes these blogs better than any other blogs consistently around anywhere now. You can have guys telling you these stories and stuff, but these are the real deal people. These are the real deal people writing these stories. And that's what I wanted to do when I came into this, is to find real people to do these stories. The guys that know the crap in the street, and that's what we've done. So I'm hoping that you guys continue to like these blogs. I mean, I cannot believe they've gotten 3,000 hits, and I can't wait to check the numbers tonight, but they've gotten 3,000 hits in 3 days on a website, a new website. That's crazy, those numbers. And it's not that they're going to look at the front page and the back page or send me emails or anything. They're going to read these blogs. So what does this tell you? This tells you that people are hungry for information about the mafia. They're not hungry for this other crap that we're doing. They're not hungry for the fighting. They're not hungry for any of this silliness. They want to know about the guys that matter. We're not talking about these little peons. We're talking about guys like Vario, Gotti, Vinny Ocean, the real guys. And that's what's making this popular right now. Every day I learn lessons, and I'm enjoying learning these lessons. So people, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Hit the like, become a member. You're going to see this channel take off now. And please be part of it. You know, and we're not, once in a while we'll do, like yesterday I did a thing about living in a car, you know, as a joke, a 3-minute video. And it got great response. Got 1,000 views in about 6-7 hours. People laughed about it and they enjoyed it. That's one thing. But this crap of attacking every damn night is ridiculous. Especially when you start attacking good people. You know what? How I am can come into people. A lot of people don't like me, and that's all fine and good. But you know what? You may not like me. You may say, "Oh, he only has so many subs." But you know what? In a couple months, I'm not gonna. This channel is about to take off. And it's because I went out and I did things that I thought was right. I got mocked for it. But in the end, it helps this channel and it gives entertainment to the people coming in and looking at the stuff. And I will challenge any of you guys to do the blogs with the quality of the writing that's in the blogs that's on the website right now. So MobTubers.com, just go to it. Put /blog if you want to go straight to the blog. I like to thank everybody. And I'm really looking forward to what's about to happen. And I'm going to do a live show tomorrow. And probably between 3 and 4, I'll do a live show tomorrow. I haven't done one in a while. I don't live off live shows because I don't have to go out there and hound for money. Okay. So everybody take care. Bless you all. Thank you all for helping this channel continue to grow. Everybody take care. Oh, and God bless you. Because I do believe in God. And I will say that. I believe in my country. I believe in the Second Amendment. Not afraid to say it. That's how I feel. And I don't care whether people believe this or not. If you're a member here, what you want to believe is up to you. What I want to believe is up to me. But I'm not going to push my shit down your throat. Okay, people, take care. Thank you so much.